So I don't really know what a magnet school is, but I'm thinking it's like the choice for high schoolers to go and get like an additional like choice of school within like getting their 4-year diploma and being able to like get like a 2-year either degree or like certification, like whether that be like cutting hair or something with like engineering, but just like allowing them to have like more options coming out of high school if they like aren't able to go to a 4-year college.
A magnet school, to me, is a school that is both a north and a south end. No, I'm just kidding. That's a science joke right there. I think a magnet school is a school that, I don't know, pardon the pun again, but it's like, it has a special focal point to me. It's a very, like, I want to say selective kind of school. It's not just like any normal public school to me.
A magnet school is a school that has like a specific focus, like if it's on like academics or arts or like math and science, where it draws people all from a general area to come together with one specific focus for the school.
So a magnet school's curriculum is geared towards a specific discipline. They are focused towards sciences and technologies, academics, or even like arts and humanities. Whereas public schools are very generalized, and you would usually take courses spreading over a vast variety of disciplines. You know, a little bit of science, a little bit of the arts, and then even a little bit of more rigorous things like some honors courses here and there. But it's not geared, or the intensity is not quite as intense on the public school side compared to an academic magnet school or an arts magnet school.
So in public school, you would have to take like obviously the choices, or like the mandatory classes to graduate, but then you have like your options of electives. But in a magnet school, I assume that it would just cut out the elective choices and then allow you to take the classes that would like be focusing on like whatever career path you were like choosing to do.
I think some advantages of a magnet school are that it allows the students to focus on certain curriculum that they kind of choose to focus on. Some disadvantages could be they're not as well rounded maybe about certain topics, since it does focus on specific things.
So I believe one of the advantages of going to a magnet school is that it's very focused curriculum. I think it can be a little more advanced, and it would show maybe as a high school student you going past boundaries that some in a public school wouldn't try to go past. The disadvantages may be that it would be a little more competitive, so therefore your class rank and maybe your GPA would fall, and if upper secondary level institutions don't see that, like you go to a magnet school, they may value what you've learned less.
Well, if that's what you want, if you know what you want to do for the rest of your life, I think it's great. I think it'll help you get there much quicker. But I feel like if you go to that and then that ends up not being what you want to do, I feel like you're also kind of like screwed at the same time. So I guess those are my only two.
I think it depends on where each school is drawing students from. Magnet schools certainly have the chance to be diverse because they can draw students from a wide variety of areas. My school in particular is very diverse. Other magnet schools, there's been a lot of debate, especially since the H.W. Bush administration, pertaining to the segregation and racial integration according to magnet schools and how that can best be addressed.
I think definitely a public school is the most diverse. Private schools, obviously, there's a huge cost to attending them, so that's going to prevent people from lower socioeconomic backgrounds from attending. And then I think magnet schools are oftentimes kind of targeted towards people with more means and people who are inclined to do better in school who often come from those backgrounds.
Probably magnet school is the most diverse just because of government funding for the magnet programs will kind of increase diversity at the school, as that is usually a specific clause in grants and stuff like that. And also magnet schools pull from a bunch of different populations, so that helps it to be more diverse.
I didn't go to a magnet school, and I do not know anybody who went to a magnet school.
Yes, I did. I actually went to a magnet school for my elementary school. It was the best school in the district, and we focused on STEM classes, and there were a lot of, honestly, most of what I did was mathematics and science-based.
I met maybe one or two people, maybe a couple people that go to magnet schools, but I still don't know a ton about them just from what they told me, and of course their experiences have all been different based on the magnet school and what the magnet school focuses on.
In this video, we found that a lot of people talked about magnet schools having a specialized area such as STEM, so science, technology, and mathematics, or even like arts related, so performing arts, singing, so interest areas like that.
We also found out that most people believe that public schools were the most diverse, and that some people believe magnet schools, but most thought that public schools would be.
And a lot of the people I interviewed went to a magnet school with me, but they and I as well both did not really fully grasp the concept of magnet school, and so when I was interviewing them, even though we went to a magnet school, we did not fully understand what it was. And I found that a lot of our experiences of a magnet school were not similar to those of magnet schools that we researched. But although my school did not have that much diversity, whenever we researched magnet schools, we found that most magnet schools are diverse because they were put in place in the 70s whenever we were trying to take away the segregation.
And most people I interviewed went to public school with me, so they really didn't have a clue what magnet schools were and were just taking educated guesses about them.